I had a life-changing event when I was 12 years old. This is my dad's ring. He died of alcoholism. Great guy, but he died. My world went down into the toilet. Literally, I got picked on every day, didn't stop, with no joke, every day. And I sucked at everything. I could play softball because the ball was big. Football, forget it. They used to throw me in front of people so that way people would trip over me. Basketball, yikes. Okay? Now, my dad, when he passed, was a great guy. He was a functional alcoholic. He just didn't take care of himself. I'm going to shock people now. He was 48. 48. I'm 55 and alive. See, and that's come on, everybody work with me. I don't do curls for girls, so forget about that. So no more beach muscles. What happened to me is we have a very big family. I'm lucky. My mother was one of 8. My father was one of 4. A close uncle taught me to take in martial arts. It saved my life. When I walked in there, I realized if you practice, you get better. Nobody ever taught me that. If you practice, you get better. I got my orange belt. I'm thinking, yeah, orange belt. I'm a tough guy. What did I do? I went to the other neighborhood a few blocks down.
Yes.
The other kid that was picked on.
Tested.
Yeah, and I got a black eye. Learned my lesson. Dip, you know what? My instructor said to me, it's going to take about 5 years to get your black belt. At 13, I said, no, 3.5. I got my black belt at 16.5. It's in the book. Now, what happened to me, unfortunately, is because of my father dying, I realized that anger was easier than sadness. Much easier. By the time I was 21, because we had a big family, I was at a funeral every year. Every year. No joke. One of the worst ones, my closest cousin, 2 hours after Christmas, bad drug deal, took a bullet to the head. That's why I do not believe in the whole Catholic open casket thing. No thing. Now, there's not going to be all somber here, because it's a positive story, because I'm still standing here. Now, fast forward, I got very intelligent at 14. Does everybody remember Big Jim and G.I. Joes? Remember those? Man, those were cool guys, right? They were fit. I would go after the guys in the gym, in the studio, that looked like that. They were black belts. I'm like, hey, man, can you teach me how to weight lift? Because we had a weight room. They taught me how to weight lift. Love number 2. I got into weightlifting. I did not realize I was a strong little, you can fill in the blank. Within 2 years, I was bench pressing 320 and 155. Not bad for a kid that stuck in every sport. That went on to, lo and behold, I literally fell into exercise physiology, got my degree in 1990. My first client, I'm gonna shock people, 1987. I've been doing this for a long time. That's awesome. I started the company after leaving another job where I was working for the first personal trainer, because back in the day, personal trainers were more than a dime a dozen. You had 3 in Boston. Madonna had a personal trainer. Like, oh, I can't afford a personal trainer. Literally, it just went nuts. I started my own company in 1990. The first company was the Fitness Connection. I literally went from 25,000 to 100,000 in 3 years, and it was all referral based. None of this, no offense, Mark, Google and Yelp and all the other crap that's going on now. I like to throw social media out the window, please. Give me a break. Given that whole story, what ended up happening to me is my business took off, literally, and a close client who was a millionaire said, let's open a gym together. I went, why not? Next thing in my career. We bought a gym in Brooklyn that wasn't doing well. That's where most of my customers were, in that area. We did it over, boom. We went from, in 5,000 square feet, we went from 300 members to 900 members in 2 years. We were doing well. Lo and behold, the happiest day of my life is when I bought my gym. Second happiest day is when I sold my gym, because I couldn't wait to get rid of it. Does everybody remember? Probably around 99 or so, everything was kind of rocking, and then what happened? 9/11 hit us, and what happened to the economy? We had 3 gyms interested in buying us. One was Town Sports International. I'm sure Sean probably knows what happened to them. What happened to Town Sports International? Boston Sports Club, Philadelphia Sports Club, Washington Sports Club. They're in bankruptcy because they got sued for $81 million. So they were going to buy us out, but what happened? They pulled all their money back, and then I had to sit on the gym for the next 5 years as an absentee owner. I left that gym. Believe me, I said this at Joanne's. Ali said, get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. Get up how many?
8.
That's kind of weak. Get up how many?
8.
Thank you. Because I've been knocked down plenty of times. Plenty of times. What did Winston Churchill said? Go from failure to failure with equal enthusiasm. The hell with failure. Who cares about failure? Failure's going to happen. When I sold the gym, the Fitness Connection, my marketing guy says, you got to reinvent yourself. That's where I came up with Burn Curtains. Then luckily, I've been in martial arts for 42 years now. Anybody ever see Here Comes the Boom, Kevin James?
I did.
Yeah.
I work out with Mike Campbell.
Yes. Mark Delagrati, the guy that trained him, is my coach. And he's been my coach, one of my best friends for years. I was in the right place, right time. I got involved with the UFC. That led to me training 15 UFC fighters within 3 years. That led to a DVD series that I had to do on my own because guess what? Somebody pulled the rug out for me again. In 2007, we had an investor for 25 grand. They pulled the rug out. Anybody remember 2007, the economy, what happened? Crash. So the investor went, and what did I do? I went, screw it and do it. I pulled 10 grand out of my house, to my ex-wife, thank God she backed me up, 10 grand out of my house, and I filmed 3 DVDs. If anybody knows what DVD production was back then, it was complicated.
Yeah.
You need a videographer, you need somebody to edit it. You name it, you need it. It's not like this with the little phone, what Mark's doing now, you can't do that. Doesn't happen, does it? So I did that, pulled the trigger. I did 3 DVDs for $10,000, cover design, 1,000 of each in my fulfillment company, my third bay of my garage, and edit it. We didn't even have the budget to have a menu. It had to play like VHS. The lucky thing I was doing is I was doing this, I didn't know this, I was building a brand because I was writing articles for MMA magazines. We launched the DVDs when Kenny Florian fought Joe Lozon in 2008. We made our money back in a week. They went global. If you were in Taipei, I'm like, yeah, I'll send them, I don't care. You were in Okinawa, I didn't care where they went because I was just building a brand. That led to multiple articles. I wrote for Ultimate Grappling, Ultimate MMA. I still write for Fitness Trainer Online, Train Magazine, Train Hard, Fight Easy, Fighters Only, Maxim, you name it, I was writing for it. And it was just building a brand. I don't know why people want to listen to me because I'm from Everett and I speak 2 types of languages. English and bad English, in Boston, well, 3 Bostonese. That's a joke. Won't work. Now, what I do is real simple. I make people feel good about exercise. That's my job. Now, given what Sean says, this is legit, okay? This is no joke. There's light in the tunnel. How to survive and thrive in depression. Divorce is ugly. Even my friend, does everybody know the freaking Puerto Rican 94.5, Romero? He's one of my good friends. He found out about this, went through a divorce. He said, I needed therapy and we had an amicable divorce. My ex, let's put it this way, somebody tried to blow up my house. I'm not joking. Mark knows the details. Okay, she made it messy and bloody. It cost me over $100,000. Anybody here been divorced? Mm-hmm. No, nobody here. What's fun, isn't it? Trying to date after a certain age, and then how about this? You don't have your kids one weekend, right? What's that like? Okay, what do I do? The kids aren't here. What do I do? You got to find stuff to do. You have to relive your whole life. I went from 3,200 square feet in Norfolk, Mass, 2.5 acres, to 1,100 square feet in Plainville in a box. It drove me nuts. And forget about dating yet. I mean, that's like, you name it. Thank God I'm with somebody now. It took me 4 years. I was complaining to her. I go, where were you? This is all your fault. That took 4 years. Given that, my mission now is to help people feel good about themselves who are struggling with mental illness, to recover with my lectures, my stories, proper exercise, nutrition, and mindset programming. You have clients that are having problems. I want to donate that to you and that to you. Anybody else want a book? Let me know, and I will give you a book. Is it an easy read? No. But guess what? If you don't talk about mental illness, what's going to happen? It's going to go underneath the rug. One of my friends, when I was on a podcast, said, these are 2 police officers that had the gun in their mouth, literally in their mouth. They said it's the hidden wound. If you have a cast on, Sean, what happened to your arm? You say you're depressed, people want to go the opposite direction. Yep. You say you're anxious, they want to go the opposite direction. You say you have suicidal thoughts, oh, hey. And if you think it's bad for us, and I'm not going to get political here, police and military, it's off the chart. I'm working with Donna Scaretti, who's the aide for Senator Helgen, I think. She's a senator of New York. Her daughter, one of her daughters is at West Point. The other daughter is in a unit right now that I think they just went over. They've had 4 suicides in 4 months. My master coach at Okinawa, they've had 10 suicides last year in the Marines. This is rampant. And here's the other problem. I work a lot with law enforcement because I do enhanced defensive tactics, which we're going to get into in a second. We're losing 45 to 55-year-old cops, literally, because they're basically retiring early. Okay. We're getting into the self-defense part. Can I borrow you?
I'm glad I wore sneakers today,
Okay.
not Claudia's shoes.
Best weapon in the world, best self-defense weapon in the world, $25, tactical flashlight. Blinding, isn't it? Okay?
Yeah.
It's aluminum, right? What's your name, lovely?
Donna.
Donna. Donna's gonna take that in her right hand, okay? First thing she can do is blind me in the eyes, right? Thank you for not doing it. First thing she should do is this: when you get into a confrontation, you blade your body. Okay, smaller angle. So this is what she's gonna do. So here's the easiest thing: make the L, left leg forward, right leg back. Yeah, turn your foot a little bit, make the L. It's a smaller target. Good. See how she is? All she has to do is have the flashlight right here. Don't turn around yet, please. I don't feel like being blind. She's just dying to hit something. This, just so guys know, you do this, that's assault in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. You do this, no. What does this look like? I don't want any troubles. I'm still doing the same thing. So she's gonna be here, right? Other hand up. Always talk with your hands. I'm Italian, so that's what I do. I talk with my hands. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute? Okay.
Yeah.
Her first thing, right? If I go to grab her, slowly, please, because it hurts. All she has to do is hit me with the flashlight right in the wrist. What do you mean, oh?
On top?
Anywhere. That hurts like unbelievable. Second shot, if she wants, if I keep coming, bang, right to the head. Third shot, best weapon in the world, crack. Elbow. You will break your hand if you punch me, you will not break your elbow. Third shot, bring your knee up. Other one. 35-mile-an-hour car crash, a Thai boxing league. It's been measured at. They had a show on one time. They measured their Thai boxing knee. It's equivalent to a 35-mile-an-hour car crash. So when I go to domestic violence, I teach them, kneel, bang. And when they go down, make sure they stay down. Got it? Get knocked down 7 times, get up what?
8
times.
That was kind of weak. Get knocked down 7 times, get up what?
8.
Thank you. Coach Kevin Kurtz.